'tis I. Hey everyone, glad to see you back, glad to see you looking fresh, and welcome back to the Humongous Entertainment retrospective here on my channel. And today, we are going to be talking about the one that a lot of you have been waiting for, the one and only Pajama Sam in No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside. So roll the intro.
Deep in the bowels of an old power plant, a sinister plot is hatching. Ha ha! At last the time has come to hatch my sinister plot. This lever will activate my blackout generator and the world will be thrown into eternal night. Not so fast, Darkness! What? Pajama Man! That's right, Fiend, and I have some gadgets of my own. Take that! Ah! Not the Illuminator Mark V! Do you have anything to say before you're sucked into my portable bad guy containment unit?
I wish you'd pick up your socks once in a while.
Sure thing, Mom. You can consider that done.
Okay, Sam, you remember tonight's the night we go to sleep with the lights off.
Don't worry about me, Mom. I'm ready. And I can put on my Pajama Sam mask if I get scared.
That's good, dear. Good night, Sam.
Good night, Mom. There's no need to hide when it's dark outside. No need to hide when it's dark outside. I'm not scared. Darkness lives in my closet, but that's okay. I'm not scared. Okay, I'm scared. I can't sleep with darkness hanging around in my closet. I'm gonna have to capture him. This is a job for Pajama Sam. Now, where's my Pajama Sam mask? I need that and my flashlight and my lunchbox. I'm sure that my stuff's in here somewhere.
Pajama Sam starts us off in his bedroom. We need to find his mask, his flashlight, and his signature all-metal Pajama Man lunchbox. Now, these are the tools we will use to capture darkness and conquer our fears. And that's the game as a whole. Of course, this intro section, we find him just lying around his bedroom. But once we enter the world of darkness in Sam's closet, we can then see that the things have been taken from us because of customs. And these trees, which hate Sam, every tree in this game sucks. You can say, like, this blue tree is nice. No, this blue tree also sucks. Like, they stole our stuff because of customs, whatever. Like, okay, we need a reason to lose our stuff. So, like, I can only be so mad. Maybe they're just doing their job, you know? It's never a fun job to take someone's things away. But, like, this blue tree just watched it, and then she's like,
I feel bad about you losing your things.
Like, get out of here, blue tree. You suck too. Just watched it happen. You didn't say a single word. Then now you're going to be all like, oh, I'm so sorry that you lost your stuff, all while sitting here with your trap, your hangman's noose of a trap, just lying here on the ground. Like, get out of here, blue tree, I hate you. We use her noose of a rope as a lasso to go get the wood, and fine. Okay, so get out of here, blue tree. We lost your rope. That's comeuppance for your acting. So then we get to this screen, which I love this screen. I just love, like, when I think of a Humongous game, like, the beautiful art of this game, this is it. Like, looking and you see the signpost saying the mines, the rivers, and Darkness's house, which is full of imagination. And this whole game is full of imagination. Like, this world is designed to be Pajama Sam's, like, internal fears of the dark. And this whole game's theme is overcoming fear. So we help characters out in different ways. You know, maybe they're afraid of different things or whatever. But also, this world is Sam's house. Like, we see Sam's things lying around all over the place. Like, if you're paying enough attention in the background or sometimes really close to the foreground, so you're not really paying attention, there are things just lying around. Like, you land on his catcher's mitt, and there's bits and bobs of Sam's house that's lying around. Like, the land of darkness isn't just a completely elseworld fantasy realm. It's Pajama Sam's imagination running wild, which is partially why this game is so incredible. So we have the option of all these three places, and this is where our split path kind of comes in. This is our hub, basically. We can check out the mines. We meet a character called King. He calls himself, he's Mud, but his real name is King. I don't know if he got his name from the crossing sign. I don't know if that's a connection. I've never... It's just been there. Like, it kind of looks like it says King, but it's crossing. But whatever. So he has Rust. which Pajama Sam acts like a child would after he just learned what rust was 2 weeks ago in class.
But then I got rushed.
Rust?
Like, he's in the know. He knows what rust is, and he's excited to learn about it and use it in a real world context. So we gotta find a way to help out King. So whatever, we can go to the river instead, and we meet Otto, who's a boat, and he's made of wood, and he's afraid that he's gonna sink. And so Otto also really emphasizes the theme of fear and overcoming those fears. So Otto's afraid to go swimming, so we teach him that wood floats by using the plank that we pulled up with the rope earlier. So we do this whole thing, and the funny thing is about this section is it has different dialogue based on whether or not you talk to Otto first or you just throw the wood in. Because you can just walk up and just toss the wood in and he'll be like, oh, wood floats, great. Or you can talk to him and realize his problems and then be like, oh, I have a solution. Like, see, wood floats. And that's just that level of detail that this game brings to where, like, if you know the solution, you can just do it. Like, you don't have to wait through the conversation. Like, he'll still tell you the backstory either way, but you'll get a little bit different dialogue, and that's really cool. Now's a good time to bring this up as well, because after we get through some other crappy trees that hate us, we see our mask on a carrot. And Carrot's a really cool character. If you've played these games, you know Carrot's awesome. Carrot appears in the sequential games. Like, he's one of the best characters in Pajama Sam. And you won't always meet Carrot. He's not always in this game, because the mask can sometimes be somewhere else. But I would say 90% of the time, it's connected to Carrot and his little quest line of rescuing the rest of the carrots from the refrigerator in Darkness's house. So the mask, the flashlight, and the signature all-metal Pajama Man lunchbox can be in 2 different locations each. So you can play this game 2 times and have 2 completely different playthroughs on where things are and how to solve different problems. The issue I found with this one in particular is, like I said, the mask is almost always connected to Carrot. I would say 90% of the time. The flashlights in this playthrough, I would say about 75% of the time is where it is on this playthrough. And the lunchbox, I actually got the lower roll. So the lunchbox, typically you would find it here on this screen in the water, where you'd have to find a magnet to pull it up. But this time I didn't get that, and I would say 40% of the time it's the one that we got. 60% of the time it's right here in this river. We can also continue along the river, and along the river we can find some oil, which that's great, and we next to this shed, outhouse looking thing, continue along the river, down the waterfall. When we found Carrot, we saw our lunchbox cross from the wishing well, but we can't get to the wishing well because we need some more power. Otto's not strong enough. But whatever, we can take the oil we found and go fix the rust on King, and now we can traverse the mines freely. And the mines are pretty cool. There's a lot of different pathways, branching ways to go. Like, we can go and we can find some gold. We can go check out the water meter, which is going to be important. We can go play a game of Snake, which this game, I don't know how many levels are in this game, but there's a lot. I remember playing this game as a lot as a kid and never finding the end of it. I would assume 100, but that seems like a lot to program 100 levels in a game that you don't even need to play in this game, that, like, you could totally miss. Like, it's not like Prison in the Mines and one of the set paths. Like, you have to navigate through this quick time section to get to it. Along the way, we can find socks galore, which I haven't mentioned yet, but socks are a thing in this game where you can find socks and you can fill out the sock bin, and they're hidden everywhere. Not every screen has one, but a lot of them do. And I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't find every sock on this playthrough. It's harder than it looks. Like, a game like this where you think everything would kind of just be handed to you if you're of a certain age. No, it's pretty hard to find every sock in this game. You really have to be paying attention to every single screen and every single section of the screen, because some of them are very small, some of them are pretty big, but they blend in the background, so socks are hard to find. I didn't find them all. Maybe you'll see some on this footage that I didn't notice, and you'll be screaming at me. Please tell me, because that'd be cool. But I found all the ones I saw, which was most of them, but there was still a couple I missed. So keep that in mind. Like, collecting socks in this game, even as an adult now, is still challenging. So that's a part of this game that is fun to this day. So we're basically done in the mines. One of the cool parts about the mines as well is once you freed king from the Rust. You can see him traveling around in the background of other screens. So, like, this world is very connected, and it's all one whole, which is a lot of fun. So now we can enter Darkness's house, which is the biggest area in the game, and we got to do this rock puzzle. It's not really a puzzle. We just huck some rocks up into a basket, and up we go. And there's a room with dancing furniture, and there's a room with singing furniture. And the singing furniture is the kitchen, and that's where we give carrots to the refrigerator, who is the worst singer in this room.
I can't let you in, but you might liberate the carrots that I'm holding for the huge green salad.
Like, everyone's singing the blues, everyone's on time, and this refrigerator cannot keep a beat to save his life. It's bad. So we save the carrots, and the refrigerator doesn't even seem that upset. But great, we got our mask back. Life's good. And then we can go on. There's some doors, which are a game show, and you got to answer some questions, and these questions are semi-random. I've gotten questions that are completely different from the ones I've gotten here, but the last one will always be about the Land of Darkness, and it's something you'll have to go out and find. Sometimes it's about the water meter, like I said. Sometimes it's about another location, which that one's the easier of the two. The water meter as a kid stumped me because you have to click on the water meter, or the other one you can just see in the background, and you can maybe guess your way out. The water meter won't even give you a chance unless you specifically have clicked on it and read the water meter. But luckily we've done that, so we're good to go. And we can traverse the doors, and we can go in this weird, like, I don't know, Inception-esque room with doors everywhere. One of them is a music room, and we can grab some oars, which is cool. This is one, like I said, this is like the lesser of the two. Like, the oars, I don't remember doing as much as a kid as the magnet, because the oars are connected to the lunchbox line, which if we go back to the river, we use the oars, and we can go up the wishing well, which the wishing well is a character in his own right. The wishing well is underrated, in my opinion. You talk to this guy, he's got a lot of things to say.
My name's Sam.
You can call me Brafelglop.
Where'd you get a name like that?
I didn't say it was my name. I just said you could call me that, if you want to.
Oh, thanks.
We can get the lunchbox, and then we're good to go with the lunchbox. But the music room is weird. Like, you don't always have to do this, and I don't remember doing it as much as the magnet. But we continue about this weird door hallway, and I've always thought as a kid I was in space right now. Not like it was just dark and starry out. Like, because of the way the door opens and like, you fall down, and it's like otherworldly, I guess, the way the doors are all like all over the place and stuff. One of the doors, just the handle falls off, and you can take that with you. And yeah, I always thought I was in space right here. In my brain, like, that's just the connection it made. And once I realized that, no, it's just dark outside, that made a lot more sense. Because, like, how do I get to space? What am I doing there? But, like, this game's imagination isn't too far from that. But we continue along our way, and we can find a whole room with a whole science experiment room. And there's also a door that connects us back to the mines, which we can easily traverse back and forth, so you don't have to traverse all the way back through the Darkness's house or all the way to the mines. You can kind of connect the two, and we can link back, and we head to the river, and we can go back to that shed outhouse looking thing. If you remember, we can stick our door handle on that door. We can undo the hinges, which are also rusted over, and we can get inside, find our flashlight, and then we can go and conquer Darkness, who lives in the closet of a room that is very familiar looking, if you were paying attention. Once we open the door, we meet Darkness, and we fight Darkness in a game of cheese and crackers, which I didn't mention. Cheese and crackers is a game you can play with a toaster in the park, and if you don't play it with a game of toaster in the park, you learn how to play it here. But if you play with the toaster in the park, you also get some other dialogue saying you learned how to play it already. So again, just a little addition to detail. Sometimes you do have to fight the toaster, and that's a whole nother thing. Sometimes you don't have to, sometimes you just do it for fun. But then you give the gold to the toll bridge. It's a pound of gold to get through that toll bridge. That's a lot. That's a lot of money for a toll booth. Jeez, I'm gross. But that goes to show you, like, a child's idea of money. Like, it's just a pound of gold, whatever. Like, who cares? Like, that's just what money is. But yeah, that's Pajama Sam in No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside. This was an absolute favorite of mine, and I think everyone else who played the Humongous Entertainment games as a kid. To this day, the quality of this one really shines through. Like, there's a lot of imagination in it. There are a few gripes I have that a lot of people don't bring up. Like I said, playing through it, like, as a kid, I preferred having the alternate paths to the mask and the lunchbox and the flashlight that rarely get rolled. Like, this game, like, you turn it on and it rolls, basically. And it's almost always the three I mentioned previously. Two of them we got in this one. The lunchbox is the most common, I think, to see be an actual coin toss and be the other way around. But, like, the mask is very rarely the other way around. And same with the flashlight. It's very rarely the other way around. It's a little bit more common, but because the game kind of wants you to meet Carrot, especially now, because like Carrot's a really cool character in the other games as well. And I mean, yeah, the game doesn't like think that way. At least I don't think it does. It might now because it's on Steam. I have no idea how any of this like works or how the rolling system actually works. If it is a coin toss, it's just a 50-50 shot of either way. Because it's not like any of them like intersect with another one. So it's like, say the lunchbox is in the river, like the flashlight can't be somewhere else. Like, they're completely different spots that don't intersect. So that's not a problem. But yeah, this game is amazing. The music, the ambiance, everything is amazing. I really love this one. This one took me about an hour to play, which is a step up from the ones previously, even knowing everywhere where to go, everything like that. Obviously, I played around a little bit, and I played the snake game, which you don't have to. I looked around a little bit for socks and whatnot. So, but about an hour of playtime, which, I mean, if you don't know all the puzzles, then it's going to take you a little bit longer. I implore you to go and play this one, because this one is a blast. Especially right now, because it's spooky season, and this is probably the spookiest of the Humongous Entertainment games. So, by all means, go give it a shot. It's a blast. I love it.
Sam, are you all right in there?
Fine, Mom. Good night.
Good night, dear.
Good night, darkness.
Have you played Pajama Sam? Is this your favorites? A lot of people have been saying it's their favorites, and this is their favorite of the franchises, so I'm happy to be getting to it. We only have one other of the franchises to get to after this one. And yeah, that'll about do it for me today. Thank you so very much for watching. And as always, like this if you like this, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you at some point.